Let's just forget about becoming a billionaire for a minute. Seriously, I want to talk about a number that is way more important, way harder to get, and honestly, way more life-changing for your future. Let's get into the number that really matters.
See, even investing legends like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, they totally get this fundamental truth. It's not the first million that's the toughest. Nope, it's a much, much smaller amount of money that actually sets the entire course for your financial life. And that number? It's $20,000. Yeah, I know, to some big shot on Wall Street, that might just be the wine bill for dinner. But for most of us, this is the number that represents financial escape velocity. It is the exact moment the entire game changes for you.
To really get why, I want you to picture a rocket launching into space, okay? It burns more fuel in just those first few minutes fighting Earth's gravity, fighting that thick atmosphere, than it does for the entire rest of its journey. Your financial life, it works exactly the same way.
That zone, from $0 up to that $20,000 mark, it's not a time of progress. It's your financial gravity well. When you're in this zone, you're not really moving forward at all. You are fighting for your absolute survival against this massive downward pull.
So let's talk about the actual physics of poverty. Because when you're below that $20,000 line, you're not just dealing with a lack of cash. No, you're dealing with a set of intense, active forces that feel like they're designed to hold you right where you are. This right here, this shows you just how fragile that state is. So below 20K, a simple $500 car repair is a full-blown catastrophe. It's like a reset button on your life. But above that line, it's just an inconvenience. You pay it, you move on. The event is the same, but the outcome, totally different worlds. And the system itself can feel totally rigged, right? It charges you a premium for being poor. Think about bank fees for having a low balance, or what Terry Pratchett called the Vimes boots theory in his books. A guy who can only afford cheap boots has to buy a new pair every single year. He ends up spending way more than the guy who could afford one expensive, quality pair that lasts a decade. It's literally a tax on not having enough money.
But the most shocking tax, the one that'll really blow your mind, is the one on your brain. Research has actually shown that the chronic financial stress you're under and that gravity well can take up so much of your mental bandwidth that it causes a temporary drop in your functional IQ of up to 14 points. You are literally less able to think clearly because your brain is just stuck in survival mode. But here's the good news. Okay, once you cross that $20,000 line, something amazing happens. It's like a miracle. The air gets thinner, the resistance just drops away, and you achieve escape velocity. And everything changes, starting with the power dynamic in your own life.
You gain something incredible. It's called refusal power. This is the capital-backed ability to just say no. Think about it. Most people feel like slaves at work, not because they lack talent, but because they don't have that financial buffer to push back.
Just look at this. You've got Jack. With less than 20 grand to his name, he has to say yes when his boss demands he work all weekend for free. Why? Because he's one paycheck away from total disaster. But Mike has his $20,000 buffer. He can calmly look that boss in the eye and negotiate. He's coming from a place of strength, not desperation.
See, that money isn't just currency anymore. It becomes body armor for your personality. It gives you the security to be who you actually are, to speak your mind, and to protect your own boundaries without constantly being terrified of financial ruin.
And hey, remember that 14-point IQ drop? Well, once you have that buffer, the survival alarm in your brain finally switches off. All that mental RAM that was being used up, it's free now. You can stop just surviving day to day and actually start thinking strategically about your future.
But, and this is a big but, the very moment you reach this first orbit, you face an immediate and massive danger. This is what I call the great filter, and it's exactly where so many people fail.
The danger is the reward trap. I mean, after all that brutal hard work, it is so tempting to feel like you've earned a reward. You finally have a little bit of money, and you just want to use it to buy something nice, right? Something that shows the world, hey, I've made it.
But this is a trap. It's financial suicide. Using that precious first $20,000 as a down payment on a shiny new SUV, look, the second you drive that liability off the lot, you've killed your golden goose, you've blown your engine of compound interest to smithereens and sucked yourself right back down into the gravity well you just fought so hard to escape.
So, how do you avoid that trap? How do you actually stay in orbit? Well, you need a clear mission plan.
A specific, totally non-negotiable blueprint for exactly what to do with that first $20,000.
And here it is. It's simple. First, you take half, $10,000, and you put it in a high-yield savings account. This is your bulletproof vest. It is untouchable. Its only job is to let you sleep at night, okay? Second, the other $10,000, those are your soldiers. You deploy them into low-cost, broad-market index funds, and you let them capture the growth of the entire economy. And finally, you look for asymmetric risk. These are opportunities where a tiny investment has the potential for a massive payoff. And you know the best place to find that? By investing in yourself. A $1,000 course that boosts your salary by $500 a month? I mean, that's a return no stock market on earth can match. So my challenge to you today is simple. Stop looking at the billionaire lottery winners on social media. Stop observing their missions. It is time to focus on generating your own thrust.
I want you to do a brutal, honest audit of your life. What are you willing to give up? Not forever, but for now, to hit that first $20,000 milestone. What expenses, what habits, what little comforts are holding you back from your launch?
The very first step is to make a contract with your future self. A simple, powerful commitment. Just say to yourself, I will reach escape velocity. This isn't just about money, you guys. This is about taking command of your life so that money finally becomes your tool and not your master.